Hello to my amazing Gaston Bengals. Mr. Vincent here. And today we're going to be starting a new lesson. Well, kind of new and kind of related because we're going to be taking what we did last week with the poster and taking it to the next level. You see, we're going to be opening up a program called Sketchup, and we're going to be making a room that we are going to be putting ourselves into. And it'll make sense once we start doing it. And when you see some of the things we're going to end up making in SketchUp this year, you'll see why we started here. But I'm not going to show you so much today how we're actually going to do the SketchUp project. I'm going to show you how to get the help and the resources that you need to succeed in this project. Let's take a look. First thing you'll notice here at the top is there is a link to help videos. This is here no matter what day you come into class. You can always click and see every instructional video available to this class. Let's take a look at one of these together. If we click that link to help videos, we can then go in here and we can see that there is a video that says design your own cabin. Now, this was made by SketchUp themselves, and you don't necessarily have to watch it all. It ties in with the step-by-step instructions I'm going to show you in a second. But I did want to show you a cool feature here, and that has to do with language translation. With all of my videos that we have, there are access to put them in whatever language you want for captions. So right down here at the bottom, you'll see there's a CC. And if I click that CC, it's going to generate captions for me. However, if I go over here to settings and subtitles, I actually have the option to auto-translate into hundreds of different languages. And so if there's a language that you're more comfortable with watching as you go, feel free to switch around and see what these look like. Here's Portuguese, for example. And it'll show the captions down here at the bottom. Now, let's take a look and continuing at the resources I've provided. There is a link right here to step-by-step instructions on how we are going to be making this room, this house, this cabin in SketchUp. And I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab in my browser so that we can go here together. This is the document, and it starts out pretty simply by us making a cube. But what I want to actually show you here of importance is a special ability that we have on a computer now to have our window and our help open at the same time. This is going to be a game changer. And so here I've got the instructions. If I head back over into my Teams tab, I can also click this link and go to SketchUp. Now I've got the program we're opening in open. And so I'm going to right here click sign in with Microsoft. This is your 4-digit at fresnou.org and your password. And the document here in SketchUp, I have a few, but you are going to click the down arrow and create a new document in architectural feet and inches. And it's really important to note here that there's lots of buttons and features, and this can be very overwhelming. Do not be overwhelmed. Let's take this one step at a time. I'm going to take a look at my keyboard because what I actually want to do is take this window and put it halfway across so that I have half the screen to look at the instructions. And I can do that by holding the Windows button on my keyboard and pressing either the right or left arrow, and it will push that SketchUp tab over to the side. It'll then come up with a bunch of options, and one of the options here is to design the cabin with the instructions. So now, just by pressing Windows and an arrow key, I have my help on one side and my document on the other. If you are struggling and you're seeing what we're doing and it doesn't make sense, don't forget you can go back to Teams. You can watch that help video. If all else fails, you can always tag the problem. Try it yourself, acquire knowledge, and then get up and go get help. Today's video wasn't here to show you what to do along the way. It was to tell you what to do to get started. And there's one important thing that you still need to do, and that's save your file. For you see, if you don't save it, you'll have to start again. And so right up here in the left on the Sketchup side where it says Untitled, I'm going to click that. I'm going to choose my OneDrive, and I'm going to opt to save this file here in my OneDrive. It's going to be called Vincent Cabin. Yours can obviously be your name. Once we've saved it, we know it's saved because in the upper corner here it will say saved. Listen carefully. If you just turn off your computer at the end of class and you don't click save, you will have to start again. Make sure you save before you turn off. All right, Gaston Bengals, I look forward to giving you some specific instructions. This video is just an overview. Thank you so much for watching.
So ready to play games, right?
Only when you're finished, right?
Yo, listen up, students. I got a little tale about balancing your terms and you never ever fail. When you're in the Mr. Vincent's class, you know the rule of thumb. Only play them video games when the work is done.
Only when you're finished, right?
See, we ain't hating on the game and not at all, but first you gotta finish them all. Put in that work, show that you're the best. Then you can relax, maybe play a little quest.
Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right?
Only when you're finished, right?
Only when you're finished, right?
Oh, a thief or whatever you choose, but keep your grades high and you'll never lose. It's all about balance, it's all about goals. Master your class in a game you may choose.
Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right?
Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're FIFA, whatever you choose. But keep your grades high and you'll never lose. It's all about balance, it's all about goals. Master your class in a game you may choose.
Only when you're finished, right? Only when you're finished, right?